Well, hello, Scorpio, and welcome to Mystic Door Tarot. This is Barb with your weekly tarot card reading for October 27th through November 2nd, 2025. And for this week, I am using the Trick or Treat Tarot card deck by Barbara Moore in regards to the Halloween holiday coming up. Now, if you're new to my channel, thank you for dropping in. And if you're a regular viewer, welcome back. And please consider subscribing and helping to support the channel. Thank you so much. And just a reminder, Scorpio, these are general readings, which will not resonate with everyone. If you would like a personal reading, the link to my website is in the description box below. So with that, Scorpio, let's dive in. Let's see what the cards are indicating for this week. And let's see what crystal is being suggested for you for the week. What's coming through for Scorpio? Crystal for Scorpio, please. Okay, this one turned over. So we have garnet in regards to commitment. And it can have a lot to do with your heart and sacral chakras. Your heart chakra, self-explanatory, but the sacral chakra can be change coming in. It represents change, and it also is where all your deep desires reside. Okay. So commitment of some kind. Let's see what the tea leaf fortune cards have to say. I'm going to pull 3 cards for you, Scorpio. Let's see what's coming out. Messages, guidance for Scorpio. I'm going to take the first one. Usually they pop out. And there's one that wanted to come out. And the last one for Scorpio. All right. There we go. And we have I. Psychic ability. Trust your intuition this week, Scorpio. Well, family wishes come true. And we have chain. Chain of events that will affect your life. Now, with the message here, it's pretty straightforward in regards to psychic ability. And it's a strong message for this week to trust your intuition. But there's also like a bit of a warning with this, that the times that you go against your intuition are the times when you could be making your biggest mistakes or have in the past. How often have you said, oh, I meant to, take that one, but I second guessed it. That was my original choice. I should have gone with that. That's listening to your intuition. If that first choice, whatever it may be, it's an example. If you're you're getting that message, take that, but then you're second guessing yourself. Don't go against your intuition, because that's indeed when you're going to make a mistake. Now, the well message here, family wishes come true. There's a catch with this message, that family wishes will come true as long as the wish benefits the entire family. So somebody needed to hear that. This is not a message where indicating your individual wish is coming true. It's something that you're hoping for, wishing for, that's going to benefit your entire family. And then with chain of events that will affect your life. Well, that absolutely can be what's going on. Depending on where you live, there's a lot going on globally, that's for sure. So it shows this really thick, strong chain stretching across the world. It's kind of binding people and events together. So it's just a symbolization that chain of events could affect your life directly or even indirectly. And that can be caused by, if you're in the U.S., certainly it can be the current administration and everything they're putting into place our prices are sky high and so on and so forth. So there can be things that we could do without, you might say. So let's put that aside. Let's see what the tarot has to say. So we've got the Trick or Treat Tarot here. Some interesting cards in this deck. Messages and guidance for Scorpio, please. What's coming through for Scorpio? What does Scorpio need to hear? What's coming through for Scorpio for the week? All right, first card, we have the Nine of Wands. It almost looks like a little bit of a Star Wars outfit there. Everybody's dressed up in costume in this deck. So there's an indication here with the Nine of Wands dealing with what you've been through, what you've experienced, lessons learned. So it can be some kind of a reflection this week, or you could be drawing upon, each of those wands represents maybe like a life cycle that you've had so far. And then, of course, the lessons learned. So 9 is kind of like looking back and reflecting. It is an energy of kind of being cautious this week. And so definitely coincides with trust your intuition. Trust those gut instincts, Scorpio, this week. What else for Scorpio? We have the Two of Swords. A lot of the signs are getting this particular card. Something unusual that you're going to have to make a decision about. You see the eclipse in the background, which is unusual on the Two of Swords. So it can be something, making a decision in regards to something that maybe catches you off guard. That might be why the Nine of Wands is here, that you're going to go back and reflect on lessons learned, the previous experiences. So we'll get a little bit more insight on this Two of Swords. But holding off on possibly making a decision until maybe you get more information. And we have the King of Cups. And isn't he a silly King of Cups? And this is certainly, how you're feeling this week with it being the king here. But it's kind of almost like burying your feelings this week, kind of not letting anybody know what you're feeling. Can be in regards to why you got the garnet, a commitment. Maybe you're mulling over a commitment in regards to a job, a company, a contract of some sort, a partnership of some sort. Certainly can be in regards to like a proposal, getting married, things of that sort. And you got the Nine of Swords, where you're kind of like reflecting back on those past experiences. And so I do feel that commitment is coming to the strong front this week for you in some way, shape, or form. Let's see what else we're getting for Scorpio. The King of Pentacles. Well, it's certainly something in the, manifesting something in the material world, you might say. And this is doing well. So you could be trying to decide about some kind of commitment that you're going to make that is going to benefit you in a financial way. King of Pentacles is being able to kick back and enjoy the material aspects of life. And he's got that giant pentacle. So let's see what else we have for Scorpio. Six of Swords. You're moving away from what no longer works for you. I feel for some of you, you're not making a commitment to a relationship, is what I'm picking up. with the garnet crystal being suggested. So, mulling over a decision, a choice, keeping your thoughts, your feelings to yourself, playing your cards close to the vest. There's something else that is catching your eye that comes into play here. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Lover's card, because that's in regards to choices and decisions that'll affect others around you. You're moving away from possibly making a commitment. It certainly could be these chain of events that are affecting your life. Let's see what your final card is. What's coming through? Final message here for Scorpio. We have the Knight of Wands. Oh, you want adventure. You want to take action. You want adventure. This is very much a very fiery energy here with the Knight of Wands. And you're remembering, the lessons learned. You're ready. You're up for another adventure, but you're moving away from possibly a commitment, moving away from a situation that no longer works for you. What's the bottom of the deck? You have the Six of Pentacles. So it is in regards to money. It can be moving away from maybe a job, a particular, I want to say obligation or responsibility I'm picking up. And Six of Pentacles is about deciding where you're going to put your money, your resources, your time, your effort. You're really kind of looking this week as to, who's there for you, Scorpio? Who do you want to affiliate yourself with? So that's all about, yep, this person's here for me. I can benefit, and you're going to, give that person your time and energy and possibly invest in them. And then over here, you're kind of, I'm through with that individual or that project or that job, whatever the case may be. So let's clarify. This is really about trusting your own inner voice. The well wishes card, family wishes come true, can certainly mean that you're doing what's best for you and your family. There's something here in regards to, a chain of events is affecting you. It can affect your job, where you might have to get another job. You have to make a choice. You're moving away from something that I feel is a volatile situation or a bad situation, circumstance. So Nine of Wands, clarify. And we got the Nine of Wands. Okay, that just means that, the Spirit is saying, I meant what I said in the first place. This is you being very cautious. You've been through a lot. You experienced a lot. You have, you've learned lessons. So use that wisdom at this time, this week. So the Two of Swords there. Something unusual is what I'm picking up with the Two of Swords, and you have to make a decision. Yeah, there's a Tower moment. There's something that could be happening out of the ordinary. You're kind of keeping your thoughts, your feelings to yourself with the King of Cups. And again, it has something to do with commitment, chain of events. You might be breaking a commitment, lack of funds. That could be very much, I feel like this is job related. That something's, this chain of events that's going on. It can be globally or within your own country. And you're going after like a new job, a new project, a new interest that's going to really benefit you. Ooh, the Two of Cups is some kind of partnership. Now, that can fall into the commitment, garnet crystal energy, but it doesn't have to be a love partnership. It can be a partnership, a business partnership. It can be in regards to, hooking up, networking for a job. I very much feel that it's, either investments or networking to find a better job or just a job, because the Tower hits and you've got a decision to make. Almost like, should I stay or should I go? And I feel with the Six of Swords, you're moving away from what could be a very hostile situation. And this is great because you're moving towards the Empress energy. I don't know why my camera's just not wanting to focus. The Empress is coming in. So you want that abundance. You want that King of Pentacles. This is, keeping your eye on the ball here. And then, of course, the last card here is the Knight of Wands. You can see the handwriting on the wall, Scorpio. This could be in regards to a relationship or your job, a project you're working on, something, a group that you belong to, and you're making your move. Look at that. And the Knight of Wands is clarifying the Knight of Wands. Very strong indication that, what you've been through, you're certainly not going to fall into that trap again. It's in regards to some kind of commitment. You might be breaking a commitment. You might be breaking ties with a certain company to move on to better job, better money, better situation. The key here is the Six of Swords, where you're moving on towards something that could be, benefiting your family. What's best for your family is coming true. Okay, let's look at the final message. And the overall energy with the Six of Pentacles here playing in the background all week is about where you're putting your energy, your intention and your energy, and what kind of results are you getting. So you're kind of like, with this Two of Swords energy, you're making decisions this week. Okay, we have time to shine. Creates the energetic resonance for golden opportunities. Yeah, that's why you've got the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Six of Swords, all indicating that you're moving towards what the Empress is all about. Being in the right place at the right time with the right people, abundance, and very fertile energy. All right, Scorpio, that's the messages for the week. Thank you so much for joining me and sending you love and abundance. Make it a great week.